Okay, good morning and welcome to Monos featuring me, Monica Mo Justice. Hey, Karen. What's up? What's up, girl? Ooh, side to me. We gotta do coffee, honey. Cause, girl, I got when the creeps go out at night. Um, I did some stuff yesterday. I did some stuff yesterday. So this morning is Monday. I'm mode day morning quarterbacking. Hey Hiley. Oops. Hiley said, "Good morning, Mo and KK. At work, saw you live. Just stopped in because I have to be up at 6 a.m. That's what's up. That's what's up. Thank you, Harley, for popping in and giving me some showing some love. I appreciate it. Ooh, ooh, girl. Let me tell you. Okay, let me see how I begin this because I don't even know where to begin this morning. So I gotta probably begin where I ended. um, let me see. Let's just do some recapping. Yesterday I hung out with family. Um we had a long overdue moment in the family. So I had some family business to take care of with my sister. So I appreciate spending some time with my youngest of sisters. Um so that was good. It wasn't a lot of time because I was inundated with some YouTube crap, but really, um, when you become the matriarch of the family, as I have become, I'm just weighing my responsibilities loosely. So I spent some time with one of my sisters, and then I pinged the sister or DM'd the sister, my other sister, and then she was just like, "Oh wow," like you know. So it was a sister moment, even though we were all in different locations. It was just a sister moment. I really should have used the Zoom. I took the time recently to go back and look at my mom's funeral, the one that I got so much uh, heat because I recorded it or I did a private Zoom. Ooh, I need to go back to that Zoom. You know what? Let me do that. I'm hold on. Let me go back to that Zoom because I want to know who was there from the YouTube. So bear with me for a moment. I want to know who was there from the YouTube. Where did I get that recordings? Do 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 do. Mm, I'm gonna go back and oh, there's a chat file. Let me drop that. Share screen with speaker view. I'm gonna drop the chat file, but I'm gonna go in to see who registered for that. Um, yeah. See, this is what happens when you are on the Zoom, and this is something that people didn't know when we first started using Zoom. Cause y'all so let me not call y'all out y'all thought processes. But in the Zoom, you can chat. You can chat to one person or the other if the owner of the Zoom, the administrator, has provided you with those rights. But initially, without going through there and tweaking any of the system, one can go through the chat and you can chat with another person in the Zoom. You can chat with just you and whoever is the administrator or the person Zoom it is. You can have a personal chat. You can chat with the whole group that's there, right? You can put in a chat comment and it goes to everybody. You can put in a chat comment just between you and somebody. So on here, when we had the town hall of shame, people were chatting one on one with folks, right? One on one, one on one. And what had happened is that somebody went back and looked at those private little chats that was going on there and could see the hate you give present. And they were just shocked at what they discovered or what one could discover by reading the chat. And people got angry behind that, reading the chat, because they thought it was private. So they didn't know how, they didn't know how the feature worked, and that became that. So in that instance, it was controlled chaos. And that's what our topic is today. Controlled chaos. And I found myself yesterday in that cycle. And it's been this way since the week of Thanksgiving. When I came back out here, I think I've been in a chaotic mode. And I've just been watching things unfold, but trying to identify for myself, what do I need in order to move me forward? I'm not talking about what you need to move forward. I'm talking about me. I'm talking about my own personal endeavors. So I mapped out some things that I need settled for me and what it will take to bring settlement to some of those things. And I have endeavored to achieve those goals. As usual, I write my stuff down, I think my stuff out, and I want to find for me the point of where can I move, where can I go forward? How do I move forward from here? And sometimes moving forward requires you to take a step back and reflect on situations. So yesterday I had a conversation with another content creator in the goal of doing just that, finding the balance where I can move forward, where I wouldn't find myself being disrespectful when I'm out and about, or find myself being uncomfortable. So I had the conversation, and I believe that I won't feel uncomfortable. Sometimes time is the healer for a lot of things. And I've experienced that several times in my YouTube experience when I've been on this journey. The second time I've had that kind of response to something was as it related to her channel name today. Nope, not gonna do that. Let me give this some thought, because once you start dropping names and stuff. So let me just say this. In my season 1, I had disputes with women on here that were started by other women, or started in particular by one woman's disdain for me, for whatever reason that is. But you will hear people tell the story and say it's a mutual hate for one another. I don't have time to hate people in indefinitely. What I do have the time for is to say either you matter or you don't matter in my life. And some of these women that I met on this internet don't matter to me. They're like Evelyn said from the Basketball Wives. They are non-effing factor, but they believe otherwise. And I can't help a woman who believes in her head that you matter to her that much, that she's actually giving you more promise in her day to day than you've given her in your day to day. I can't, like, I can't deal with that. I can't begin to make it make sense for me. But there are some people who believe that, and I don't know why it is. Maybe it's the celebrityism that's here, because some people feel that these channels are, famous people. I met a famous person. If they meet you, it's like meeting. It's that ungodly worshiping of somebody that I've always been so against. If I was to have some strong takeaways from the discussion last night, uh, those strong takeaways for me will be just you can't meet other people's expectations, and when you shouldn't be obligated to meet another person's expectations either. You should have your own set of parameters of how you act and how you react to something. And if you haven't set those for yourself, there's no better time than the present to really construct what it will take for you to be able to move forward in something. But move forward wisely. So, the other takeaways from that discussion last night was I'm not going to say I don't have no snakes in my camp, because I never had a camp. And I know that that's a hard thing for people to swallow, because either folks believe they belong to the camp, or folks believe that they weren't part of the camp, but they should be part of it. So that was just it. I think I had a close group of people in the beginning that wanted to see me prosper, and they were willing to gather with me to do that. And we did. And that season lasts for as long as it could last without there being no prosper. You can't keep promising folks that you're going to get somewhere that you never get to. It becomes waning for most, and they dissipate unless you have a hold on them and you're trying to mind F somebody. And I don't have no hold on no people that you could come to a place that I'm trying to manipulate folks into moving a certain kind of way that benefits me. That's never been one of my priorities. It's never been a goal of mine. It's never been how I operate. I've always wanted to build my platform based on the things that were all about me. And what I heard yesterday was basically someone say, listen, um, yes, you can do that. And what you put out here may for another person become something that they can discuss and grow from. Um, or in the words that you guys use so openly, you can become somebody's content based on your content. It happens every day. That's how this community is grown. The only difference, and that's how this community has grown, because my community hasn't grown on hate. I'm going to say that one more time. My community here hasn't grown because I hate folks up here. My community doesn't grow because I argue with folks up here. My community hasn't grown because I don't do that. I don't come here and plaster up people's personal lives on here. I come here and I discuss the issues or the topics that come from those shattered discussions. I pick up the pieces of misinformation or the ill-guided thoughts, and I try to make sense out of the senseless. When it comes to the deconstruction of the community, it's like decomposing bodies in a cemetery, right? You can't make that right again. You can't. It's gonna happen. It's part of the decay, and that's what's happened in the J4K community that wants to be recognized as the J4K community. Again, the J4K community that wants to be recognized as the J4K community is deteriorating at higher speeds than they want it to. And there are efforts to try to keep that together. And you hear people still supplanting themselves in this, oh, I was grandfathered in. Why would you want to be grandfathered into something that's dead? And people say, oh my God, how could she be so mean talking about us? I'm alive, I'm alive, I'm alive. No, you're not alive. You guys are not prospering. It's dormant. It has been that way forever. And the good qualities that bring y'all together, that harmony that you have when you're harmonized together on certain topics, are the only things that y'all got left at this point. It's the only things that are left. And the more that you try to figure this stuff out, the more lost you get inside the cause of it. But for me, I'm just plugging along, making my journey, and trying to get a better understanding. And sometimes you need to revisit the past in order to get more definition, and shape how you move forward. But all of this stuff is chaotic. If you hadn't been here from the beginning and you come in mid-season and you pick sides of this stuff, you're not going to understand the nuances of it. I hear people call stuff, I'm not going to call anything a shuffle, because I'm not going to give that any weight, because when I hear terminologies like something shuffle, I say to myself, oh, those are the script writers at play. Now I want to talk about the people that just came here harmoniously and homogeneously and developed into what they developed into. So I don't really see a script when it comes down to people. I just see chaos. And I see people trying to step in to control the chaos. Monica, what do you mean? So I'm gonna use the example of the man being EB. That's chaotic. And I'm going to continue with my narrative because it's the one that works for me. My narrative of this situation is simple. A person observed behavior for a period of time, more than 5 years, and they have learned that you cannot be verbal in the chat rooms, especially if it's not a favorable chat. And they have watched things happen, and because they can't verbalize it in the open, they revert back to their home and they speak their truth on their platform. And this year, that man has been under attack for doing just that. And the reason why he's been under attack for doing just that is because you must eliminate the person that deviates from group think. Anybody that's an independent thought person in that group think scenario and goes outside of the group to formulate an opinion is a threat to the group as a whole. So you will fire attacks at that person by any means necessary. You had somebody straight up come to him politely and tell him to stop. You had a gentleman come out and tell him to stop. You know that little comment about Yah Jesus stuff? That's that man's creation. That's what he believes. How dare any of us try to take away anyone's belief? If he believes that Jesus is love and that he is in communities pushing that love out there, that's his truth. You cannot take away another person's truth, even if it's wrong. Even if if you are in disagreement of it because it differentiates from yours, you still can't take it away from that person. And to believe that you can is sad. But it becomes the part of the controlling that is going on around here. And the fact that people are intimidated, that they know that they can't be with the whole group if they do one thing to deviate from it. There are not that many people who are comfortable standing alone. It's lonely having a sole opinion. Those are hard places to be at. But I'd rather be by myself than amongst a bunch of people. What I had as a scroll the other day, I'd rather have 4 quarters in my pocket than 100 pennies. That means a lot. But many people on these platforms rather have 100 pennies in their pocket. what will happen? Those 100 pennies will weigh you down, prevent you from moving forward because it's too many obstacles to try to deal with. When I just got 4/4 over here, they light. I could run and get away. I digress. The bottom line is people want to make sure that people don't participate in independent think. Now, I've been very discouraged when I hear EB refer to his comments as subliminals. Nobody would convince me that when I speak against something, it's a sub. She throwing subs at me. Sir, y'all getting subs thrown at y'all because of your guilt. I was thinking of a quote I had recently about guilt. Guilt runs, guilt hides. Guilt is a terrible thing to have. And that's what people have when they listen to somebody break down their experience. It's the guilt that you feel that makes you say, oh, wait a minute. They're talking about me. That person's speaking on me. Why do you believe that person is speaking on you? Because somewhere in your history, you behaved like that. You are self-identifying with something. And because you are self-identifying with it, you're angry that somebody has pointed it out. So you go on the defensive about it. And then we go through a chain of videos. Yada, 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 yada. Because you're on the defensive that somebody has defected. How did other people handle people that defect from their group? They just moved on. They came out here and said, I don't know why that dude's still talking, but he gonna be talking to himself over there. And they left it. But guess what? That was like having 4/4 opposed to having 100 pennies holding them down. Small knit groups can weed out the bad actors quickly and dismiss them quickly, where large groups cannot afford to weed out their bad actors and dismiss them. They have to keep their bad actors within them, but they have to maintain order. They have to show control over their bad actors. And note, their bad actors don't need to be people that are wrong. They are just people that go against the group think. And anyone who posts a video, posts a sentiment that goes against the group think while playing in the group, being one of the 100 pennies, is going to be attacked. Ergo, Coleman. Controlled chaos. She's sitting up there on her platform talking mad crap. I ain't afraid of nobody. The chatty patties, they can't take it no more. What do? They use their tool called the dirty delete to first come out and make you believe the people in the 100 pennies, to make 100 pennies believe that that one person has deleted something you can't get to. So that's the first thing. They put out a notion that there is something that that person was hiding from you. So that while you're in the 100, you're saying to yourself, "Ooh, wait a minute. That might be a little shady right there. What's going on?" So then you go to explore further. So you over there listening to Dirty Delete. And the first thing Dirty Delete does is attack the woman's character with the child abuse notion. Now, all of these people that are in the 100, oh, no kids. We don't do no kids. So then you got the overly concerned kid police come out and be like, calling you dead front and center. Like, who gave you the authority to talk about how I rear my child on this platform? Who made you the child police? But they calling people up, call them up. And you're watching this and you're saying, why is this happening? This is happening because people are towing the line. They're in the group and the group is saying, if you're going to be in here, you're going to be in here all the way or no way. Point in case, when they did the fake funeral earlier this year for that couple, when they did the fake funeral for the Robinsoners as a collective, that's what I'm calling them. When they did the funeral for them, I did not watch. Reason why I did not watch is because they did just what I thought. They buried them alive and then they resurrected them. I ain't got time for that. I got better things to do with my time. But what did they tell Nicola? Right? Straight up to her face. You can't sing in this. You can't participate because the last time you participated, Mo came after you and you couldn't handle Mo. That's basically what was said. Use your words. Say I lie. Yes. Who mama did they rebury a couple of years before that? And there are people today that were somewhere else 2 years ago shouting out, it's Mother's Day. It's disrespectful to rebury somebody's already deceased mother. And I, like a dummy, brought that woman into my room. So let me just put some names on it. Chihuahua. The Chihuahua. They buried the Chihuahua's mama again. Yeah. And the Chihuahua came on my platform that morning, the day after, and was explaining to me what went down. And Nicola came to me after the burial and told me what role she played in the reburying of somebody's mama on here and asked me to look at the video. So I wanted to be very clear. I didn't watch y'all. I was asked to look at something and evaluate somebody's role in something. And I came back and I gave her my thoughts on what she participated in. So 2 years later, when the subject comes up again, and the script is about to be put out there by the script writers, they made it known to her, you can't participate openly. I'm like, you know what? These people is crazy. Stuff around here is just weird. Just weird. Just weird. And then they don't want to be called the J4K cemetery. They don't want to be referred to that, but they play with death in and out. They play with death all the way. They bury people here alive. They resurrect them. They try to murder, death, kill others. Crazy. Just crazy. When the scripts turn on the script writers. What you're looking at is controlled chaos. Controlled chaos. Because nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Now, when they look at other people's channels that got out of here, what's the first thing they tell the channel when they see it back up in here? Run! Be happy you got out of this community. Run! Don't come back. Don't look back. Man, oh man. When I collect a different subscriber base than this, not only am I going to run, I'm going to hightail it to the other side of the road, and I'm going to block all of y'all. I'm not even going to let y'all chat. Like, that's how bad it's going to be. Controlled chaos. The controlled chaos. Controlled chaos. This stuff has been chaotic for a long time around here. There's nothing new. There was nothing new said in that man's world. There was nothing new said in that man's world at all. He gave it to you straight and complete. Straight and complete. So for the Dirty Delete channel that thought I was on this whole campaign of apology campaign, you got me twisted, because some people say I don't apologize. So y'all figure that one out for yourselves. But I'm gonna say this: I'm good where I am at right now. I am good where I'm at right now. I have some understanding to what I got some deeper understanding to how people think about things and what set people off. And I can appreciate that. And I could just move on. Continue down my path where I've been going. I don't have anybody that I am concerned about getting attacked. As I did in season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4. I went into all of those seasons with people highly visibly supporting my channel, and I was afraid for their safety and well-being. On here, I was afraid that people would be coming after people that was in my world. So I had to look at that and say to myself, oh, wait a second. That doesn't work for me. That doesn't work for me. So I had to work on that. I had to really work on that. And this year I really worked on that. And I severed those connections, so I no longer have to be worried about anybody else other than myself. And that's a good place to be at. That is a good place to be at. So I guess I'm saying, yeah, I didn't have to be worried no more. And that's a good thing. That's a great thing, to be honest. Controlled chaos. Just be careful how you move around here, because if you do something contrary to what groupthink has set aside as the way to proceed, you're only causing damage to yourself. In order to make those kind of moves, you've got to be willing to be independent. And if you cannot sustain your platform or your presence without the comfortability of being an independent person, then you're only causing damage for yourself. So I don't know if shooting subliminals is going to work for folks anymore after seeing what has transpired over the weekend. But what I do know is this: um, that's other people's. You know, that's you down with OPP. That's other people's problems. I don't know what else to tell you. That's other people's problems on here. That is not that's not mine. Um I gave my 4 quarters worth on the 100 pennies, but the 100 pennies will always weigh me down in the situation. So, y'all continue on as y'all do. Um the people that find me boring must tell you that, because in my boring diatribes or monologues, as some would put it, lies, therein lies the truth about the way people are behaving on here and how people want to control the way you think about them. Take back your control. Take back your self-control. That's the only thing I can encourage you to do, is to take that back. Take back your self-control. Anyway, today's production was brought to you by the M and the O. Mo Mo Mo. Just as it is. Oh yeah. And oh, y'all figure it out when I do it. Y'all just see what it is so about. I could show you better than I could tell you. It's basically what I'm thinking.